welcome to squats and lunges. Your functional training for lower body strength and stability. I'm going to add the bar in a minute. Got a little 12-pound weighted bar there. So let's do the bilateral squat, cued for the sagittal plane of the body. Call this the sagittal midline. This is the mid-sagittal midline. The importance of this is from the middle toe through the middle of the patella, the ASIS, and remember this line continues up to your biceps, your bicipital groove and tendon, okay? So in our squat, we want to keep the upper body upright as we come down. Two things about coming down: if you're training your knees for strength, you don't have to go all the way down. You have to follow the range of motion that's comfortable for your body. So I'm going to show you a quarter squat. I'm cueing to hold this T-platter. Can you imagine there's a platter there? Keep your upper body in line with your hips and properly stacked. Okay. Keeping the knees and that mid-sagittal line working. Weights in the heels. Lift the toes. Lift the toes against your shoes. Feel the baby toe. Okay. Feel that weight distribution as the glutes contract, load eccentrically. Options include down, 2, 3, up, 1, 2, 3. Working a little bit of speed and strength as you load weights on top. For now, it's range of motion. I'm going to do some wide squats. Okay, pushing the knees gently out, still stacked. When you add the bar or free weights, okay, you're going to be careful not to lose this pressure on the outside of the knee. Okay, keeping the arches lifted, weights in the back. Other important squats to include plie squats. And again, the key alignment points: knee over ankle, knees are pushing out, activating the external rotators and piriformis. Again, weights in the heel, upper body alignment. Find your line, and now you can add the bar. Dial those feet in. Proper technique coming down, the deadlift going up, or a proper bent knee lift. I'm going to load the upper body, okay? My squat, resting the bar comfortably, nice wide grip, getting ready for some strength training, test driving it with a light weight, down for 2, up for 2. Let's do it together. Chest is up, down, down, and so on. Enjoy whatever range of motion you have. There's no rush. You're gonna have to do hundreds, but not today. If you're beginning, you may do 8 or 16. Okay, other options: the plie squat with the bar and a tricep dip, up, up. Now the neat thing about this, an ascending set, as you switch sides, take that top hand down, the bar gets heavier. And I'm taking care to push my elbows back, knees back, keep those external rotators working, and the top hand goes down. Pushing out, gonna rest the bar, and again, we're gonna move right on to lunges. Okay, I'm not gonna put my bar down. I'm gonna march it through. I'm gonna cue my proper athletic lunge, which is a split leg squat. Your cue point: knee, ankle, abducts uneven. Okay, that back heel's coming up. It's a down, down, up, up motion. It's not forward and back, okay? It's down, down, up. Make the hip work. Feel that baby toe on both sides. The weights in the front knee. Do you want to weight it? You can weight it from the front with the bar. The nice thing about the bar is that it helps you develop symmetry. I'm adding a press. Cueing, ear, arm, I'm going to work the end range. I'm not stretching, just working the outside of the hip, quads. I'm going to add on a little transverse work. I'm going to go pulse, 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 press. Working the inner range and the whole one. Step to midline. Carefully return the equipment. Okay, we've talked a lot about transverse abs and lats. This is not a piece of beginner equipment. It's tough. All these ab rolling exercises require a lot of transverse stabilization and heavy lat use. If you just roll out a few inches, that's fine. Let's establish our midline. Hold the core. Work your joints, okay? Glenohumeral joint. Everything that stabilizes that. Small muscles, usually weak muscles, stabilizing the rest of this body weight. Okay? Here's mine. I'm going to show you another way to work the transverse and obliques. From a different angle. Shoulder arm, 90 degrees for stability. Over at 120, already stabilizing through the transverse ab, oblique. Let's get some more oblique in with that sit-up. The stabilizing arm on the opposite side can help, or you can pull it in so it's the ab alone. Okay. And a little work for glute medius while we're down on the floor. The unusual stuff, spiral patterns. Okay, internal, external rotation. I guarantee you if you haven't done hundreds of these, your small stabilizers are going to be talking to you already, and that's good. The unused ranges. Is it relevant? Yes. We need to wake up these hip stabilizers. These deep internal rotators are part of a kinetic chain of nerves and muscles that also service the internal organs, okay? And that's why when I do these leg raises with the bar or without, I turn my toe up, okay? Because I want to use the internal rotators, and I want to get a nice pulling feeling right up to inside the belly button. My neck's stabilized and resting. This leg here, it's active. Stabilizing my hips. Can do a core lift just like that. Down, down, up, up. See what's happening here is my knee is very gently bent. I'm activating this leg before I lift so that my knee is stabilized. Couple more. Okay, now the relevance of core loading in this frontal plane in the midline. If your hips are always going in and out of alignment, forward and back in the sagittal plane, you're going to have to recruit these muscles here to stabilize them. These are weaker generally, these are stronger. So when you start loading, okay, this pivot point, these long levers, it's likely that you bow forward or backwards. Try to hit the midline. Okay, you need a stabilizing arm. You stabilize here. Okay, just lifting the legs might be enough. Okay, you start where you start. When you stabilize that, make sure you're solid before you add lifts. Okay, when you can do lots of lifts, maybe 36, and you're good with that. You're not going to disturb the muscle too much by isolating the end range. Okay, just working on the inner range of the fibers of quadratus lumborum by lifting that hip. You shouldn't actually be able to see your feet from this angle, right? Because they're in the midline. Nice. Okay. Good stuff. And before we go, little stabilization here. Check your range. Got this nice concavity. Lay it down. Find the middle point. Okay. I'm going to use the small muscles of the hip to work the end range. Work on hip alignment. That's easy. Get everything loaded. Get ready. Slide this leg out. Push out through the heel. Okay, pushing down. Currently an active stretch. Strengthening here. Just resisting the bigger muscle. Okay, keep the foot flat to the ceiling. Straight up through the heel. And down, down, up, up. Keep this leg working. This is an active stabilizing leg. Sure doesn't look like you're doing anything. Before you do alternate leg drops, these long leg drops are great to stabilize these small muscles of the hip. And we all need that. You're going to notice one side is stronger, one's weaker. Okay, so I'm working this hip flexor. I want to stretch it out after. Okay, level 1. You're going to roll the pelvis back, spinal wave up. Okay, so this concentric range for the glute, opening this hip flexor. They get tight. Okay, we rarely spend time in this range. We're always in forward flexion, so even walking, working, cycling, it's all forward flexion. We've got to inhibit that. Okay, level 2 or 3 stabilization exercises for the hip from here. Okay, that's when you're ready. Looks like this from the other side. Okay, add-ons include nice opening for the hip, one side working, one side actively stretching. Okay, roll it down, and it becomes your figure 4. Pushing that knee away. The back knee comes forward, deepening the stretch. An easy switch to the other side. And this is what it looks like when you activate it. Trying to get the hips straight across. Takes a lot of stabilization from glute med, max, and minimus. Okay, gonna roll it down. Have a nice passive stretch here. Again, another easy switch to a hamstring stretch. Make sure you include the whole muscle by pointing and flexing, circling. Activate the stretch, make it a PNF stretch by activating that bottom leg, top leg. Secure your shoulders down. Neck alignment is important still. Resist your own hands. 10. Okay, stop resisting. Relax that leg. Make sure it's relaxed. Now a nice passive stretch. Okay, if you have a band or a rope, you can include the toe. A much deeper stretch. Let's do the other side of the story. Okay, quick momentary bit of caution. Isolation exercises for the rhomboids in the midline. Okay, before we move on, we just work rhomboids. Good. Neutral position. Again, it doesn't look like you're doing much. You can cue both this exercise and the superwoman from the same position, eyes down, nice long neck. Okay, straight up like shoulder press, but a different plane of resistance. Puts the focus on the traps, spinal extensors. Okay, if you have some large curve in your lower back called a lordosis, you might want to include an abdominal pillow. Definitely stabilize the midline, recruit those abs. Another really important exercise for scapular stabilization, the muscle that pulls the shoulders down and back, your trapezius, and mostly the lower trap. This is a great one. You're going to rest the forehead on the palm, and we're locking the rib cage down so it's not moving. The scapula is going to move. I'm going to walk my arm out till I feel a stretch in the shoulder. That flat. Thumbs up. I'm going to float that arm and reach. Now just my scapula is moving. And it's lower trap, that's the prime mover here. It's in its concentric range when I'm reaching up. And I want to get all the fibers, so I'm reaching through my fingertips. And I'm going to switch sides. Walk the fingers out. I don't want to use them. I want to get them set right up, thumbs up, float it, straight out from the shoulder, and pulse. You know, it goes on. And we're back to the bird dog. Okay, I'm going to stretch my lats before I carry on, walking the hands over to 45. Breathing down into the hips through the rib cage. I'm going to show you the not beginner add-on. I'm walking my hands over. There's my stretch. I'm going to activate it. Take my leg in line with my hip. Look straight up. Open the lats right up. Feel the fingertips. Find your range. Let's go straight up in the shoulder. Mobilize the scapula. Now my scapula is ready to work. I'm going to do this one with no weight. You've just recovered from a shoulder injury. Okay, you've done the other ranges, easily working in the concentric ranges. For most of the muscles will come first. The last range is usually external rotation. You can weight this with a free weight or a tube standing up. The most important thing to remember when you're doing this exercise is to stabilize that piece of your arm, your humerus against your rib cage, keeping the arm at 90 degrees and the wrist straight, whatever kind of resistance equipment you're using. Again, stretch it all out when you're done. Mobilize that scapula again, keep the arm straight, move it around. If it hurts, just work inside the comfortable range. Okay, you want to get these muscles back in shape if you want to use them. Don't lose the opportunities to do a nice little plank on your way up, using the transverse abs, short or long leg. Your add-ons can include work for the obliques, the mountain climber. When you're ready, you know you add speed and power. Okay, but that comes with a high intensity training, and that's Wednesday. Today's Tuesday. I'm going to do a little spinal maintenance before we go. This is an inversion traction device. Again, this is for the advanced student who have other inversion traction devices that look like lawn chairs. And an inversion of 30% below the midline, right, can give you enough space between your discs to allow proper nerve functioning, take the pressure off the discs. The movement of cerebral spinal fluid is greatly enhanced when you invert. The traction for the spine is amazing. And the thing to remember here is you've got handholds for stabilization. The ASIS, that bone in the front of your hip, comes just in front of the pad. You can obviously do this on a back extension machine at the gym. which brings us to our next exercise sequence, okay? So you can go from traction, a little rest, cue yourself an extension, block the upper body if you want to reduce the levers and the weight. You can put the arms behind the back, you can put them behind the head. The lower back is working, top of the glutes, all the stabilizers, erector spinae. I'm going to work my arms alignment, pushing the elbows up. Okay. Lots of options. You can isolate. There's a nice lower body work. Do your upper body work here. All kinds of options. Wrist. A great stretch for the lumbar spine. Okay. You may be feeling dizzy when you come out. Take a rest break. Right here, you got all kinds of control with your legs and your arms. Let your blood volume come back. It's not uncommon to feel a little woozy after using these devices, especially the first time. And now, I'm not a salesperson, but I love this device. Nice passive stretch. Your spinous processes go down the middle. You can stretch any angle of your spine with this. You might have to cover it with something soft. This is called a T-rack. You line it up to the base of the sacrum. And I find that if I have rotations in my spine, they just gently correct. I can focus it though by doing roll-ups. But I can change the apex of the pressure by simply moving my spine on the T-rack. This product's available at track.ca. It's one of my favorites. I'll admit it. Distracting the scapula, fantastic. When you get up, you can go this way, you can scoop up, okay? And I'm just going to finish off here with a little quad stretch, and I'm going to turtle up to prevent any excessive extension in the spine. Push my forehead, take my femur straight down from my hip joint, hold the ankle, squeeze my glute, just relax. Holding my abs though, you know it's true, and my glutes. Okay, and then a final decompression for the lumbar spine. It's hard for you to get off the floor. Remember, you can come up from a tripod position of stability. Okay? Otherwise, if you want to get one last stretch in before you go, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, toes are curled under. It's a double hamstring stretch. Get a tendon stretch in there, your Achilles tendon. Well, you can pump some fluid through it. It's been working hard. Okay, get that lactic acid out. Roll the heel down from the outside line of the foot, tailbone up, torso comes through. There's that lower trap working again. Nice realignment. Bilateral stretch. Symmetrical for the nervous system. Good stuff. I'm going to walk my hands up. Rolling up towards the last.